Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's happening? What's going on with y'all, man? Well, as I've been seeing lately, um, Ifltv and a couple other cats, man, it seems like they're going on a smear campaign or whatever you want to call it. It seems like smear campaign or fake news or whatever, alternative news, playing around with the video clips on Twitter and YouTube. They did it with Deontay Wilder when it came to that the contract expired bullshit, knowing now and well there was a good chance and that fight with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury wasn't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Just too busy being misguided. I wouldn't say misguided because at the time it was ran by MTK Gold. So the guy who, Daniel Kinningham, the guy who allegedly put the fight together for them, right? Allegedly. The mastermind behind it all. And it didn't happen. And now we see that, there's countless drones out here trying to spew out shit. And we don't even know if they're real accounts, fake accounts, or whatever, trying to spew out there that is all Usyk's fault. You know what I'm saying? And you're day late and a dollar short. Day late and a dollar short. And with all that being said, it's like, what do you think? What do you expect was going to happen? When Bruce goes, what's happening, my brother? When somebody, treats you like that. Boxing, the way boxing is right now, and especially in the heavyweight division, you know what I'm saying? And especially like with the mandatories and the fights that have happened, the fights that haven't happened yet, and stuff like that. None of that was taken into account. The fans, once again, wasn't taken into account for putting on a massive event. Once again, the fans are getting put in the back burner. You have all these guys popping for PEDs. You got these egos with these promoters, with these fighters and stuff like that. You got Canelo and John Ryder happening. You got people are hoping that the Spence and Crawford fight is happening. Who's these Charlo's going to fight? People are anticipating on that nobody. You got the Inoue fight that ain't happening because of due to an injury. You got all these things happening in the sport of boxing, and once again we have this fuckery. Like, we all didn't know who Tyson Fury was. You cannot blame it on the sport of boxing because if one person don't want to, one person's a constant line stepper. You know what I'm saying? You already know what the deal is. These boxers can say whatever they want to leading up to a fight. I don't care if it's Fury or whoever. I'm just saying in general. These boxers can say 1 minute it's not about money, it's about the legacy. I'll fight anybody, whatever. But when these lawyers and these promoters and these managers get in their ear and start crunching these numbers and start doing the business of boxing thing, those things are all out the window. Those things are all out the window. Right? But we seen that somebody was willing to take 70-30 and give up all the concessions to make a fight. And that person is the one that take the blame because the other side wanted to wait until the last minute to do what needed to be done to make the fight. People get fed up. People literally get fed up. When Tyson Fury got fed up with AJ, right? It wasn't a problem. When Tyson Fury got fed up with AJ, those negotiations with AJ, and went and fought Wilder for the first fight, nobody said shit about Fury. Nobody said shit. Nobody said shit about the split. Nobody said shit about who was getting what. Nobody was talking about how much money he left on the table. God damn. Oh shit. God damn. Hold up, y'all. God damn. God damn. God damn. Hold up, y'all. God damn. Man, I wouldn't put that goddamn cigarette out, and that amber went back and burnt my goddamn ass up, man. Almost crashed. God damn. Woo. God, man, that shit burned like a motherfucker. I know y'all saw me wiggling around and shit. I got a big ass hole in my little nice little t-shirt, man. My little nice little compliment TJ Maxx, North Face t-shirt, man. God damn. Woo. Man, Derek Bailey, what's happening? Derek Bailey said, what's up, Bruce? Yeah, man. God damn. Ooh, it started getting hot in here and shit. Damn, booty toasty and shit. God damn, what? Motherfucker. Anyways, man, it's always some foolishness, man. It's always some foolishness, man. And I keep trying to tell folks, man, the quickest way to get your name ringing in these streets is not necessarily going around YouTube doing these interviews, because people could say whatever they want to. Oh, I got X amount of subscribers. You come on to my channel, man. We gon' definitely put you in them algorithms. Those algorithms don't mean people are gonna show up to watch your fucking for free or pay-per-view, right? That means that you got this little outreach, people know your name. The real way on how to get people to know your name is paying ESPN, Showtime, and all these other cats to do articles and put your name out there. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because when you own the camera, that's what you're saying when you doing shit like that. You owning the camera. When you own your own camera, you to receive you before somebody else creates a narrative for themselves about you, right? Because look at Ifltv. Ifltv is trying to spin a narrative without so many words that who is ducking? Usyk. They got a renowned journalist out of the UK, right? Saying literally, well, based off of what I heard, Usyk is back in Kiev, you know what I'm saying? And didn't make the fight. So I'm going to say that, he's ducking from what I heard. You see what I'm saying? He's saying that from what I heard. So he's insinuating that he's ducking, you know what I'm saying, with no too many words, based off the information that he has gotten. But who gave him that information? You see what I'm saying? Ifltv. That's who gave him the information. Right? So that automatically should show you that somebody, Ifltv used to be MTK Global affiliate and spreading a certain message, because they damn for sure ain't about to spread no message that Tyson Fury is ducking. Not when he's the one that's paying you. That's where your allegiance ran. And if all the cats, look at all them YouTubers that's out there, right? Right? Every time they say something bad or in a negative light about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, where they at? Where they interviews at? Where they interviews at? You got to take the good and the bad, man. You got to take the good and the bad, but there's a fine line between you doing an interview with somebody that's literally out here painting you out to be the villain, when clearly the writing on the wall is not that. You know, the line and the deceitfulness of these companies is been pretty much the reason why some of these fighters have leapfrogged other fighters and getting fights with big names, i.e. Ryan Garcia. There's a reason why some of these look at how Lomachenko was treated straight out of the Olympics. He's not the first one to get a gold medal out of the Olympics, and he won't be the last one. But look how much money was put behind him, to where people literally went out of their way to talk about him so they could fast track this dude into a world title contention. See what I'm saying? This is far different than Daniel Dubois becoming the mandatory without having to fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Coming off of a couple of fights, coming off of a loss to Joe Joyce. You see what I'm saying? There's no way in hell John Ryder, you know what I'm saying, or John Ryder should be where he's at. You know, there was no reason why Rocky Fielding should have been where he's at. Let me tell y'all something with the World Boxing Super Series. Had a great format. The World Boxing Super Series had a great format to put on fights, to get fighters placed in contention. Evander Holyfield tried to do the same thing, but people slacked him off, right, years ago. This is like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, Evander Holyfield tried to do that, right? But people slagged him off. World Boxing Super Series comes around. MTK Global gobbles up the World Boxing Super Series, right? And look who was all in it. Look who was all in it, right? Look who was all in it. And then look where them dudes at right now. Hello. Hello. The only dude that I know of, right, that, because I don't know if Josh Taylor was in the World Boxing Super Series, right? I know Usyk was, right? Usyk was, but he the only dude. Ooh, let me come in right here. But Usyk was the only dude that I can say that went up in there, won, and came out, and came out that I can literally say, you know, worth the damn fighter, great fighter, excellent fighter, all that big bag of chips with the dip type of fighter that we can say that came out of there with some that came out not in there with some bona fide ones, but after that with some bona fide. So look, let me tell y'all something. If this is what I'm saying, man. With this fight not happening, right? You know, because God knows who Deontay Wilder's going to fight. You know, Usyk, Efe Ajagba, maybe Daniel, maybe, but he ain't gonna be ready probably because this is ACL. Herkovic, whoever, right? You know, we you know, it'd be nice in the sport of boxing if we can get something going with this Spence and Crawford thing, you know, because that's the fight, you know, that would give a lot of other fighters, you know, a boost, because boxing needs a boost of fresh air, man. You know, you can't get undisputed, right, in the heavyweight division, but then you got this guy named Devin Haney that gets no love from these cats around here, right? That keeps getting thrown in the wayside. I know about all the belts don't mean to something to some of these fans, because They just want to see the fights they want to see, or whatever the case may be. But still, there should be a level of respect behind that, because if you're gonna give it to Lomachenko, right? Why not give it to the next man up? Why not give him the same thing? You know, where's his articles? You know, a young guy, right? With a lot of more miles on him in the sport of boxing, with at least 10 more fights that he could put on in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Is not getting the shine that he deserves because he keeps getting overshadowed by a whole bunch of other fuckery. He keeps getting overshadowed by a whole bunch of other fuckery. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. You know? These dudes is out here talking about, look at all the big name companies out here, right? Look at all the big name companies out here. They all playing the whole game and shadowing all these other fights that should be getting made. It's pretty much, it should be on to the next for them. You know, it pretty much should be on to the next for them. It should be, let's talk about the next big fight that can happen. Because even though it was for undisputed with the Tyson Fury fight with Alexander Usyk, or Alexander Usyk with the Tyson Fury fight, even though it was for undisputed, and we ain't seen it in a while in the heavyweight division, right? That does not exclude the fact that there's other big fights. You know, take away the X amount of people's gonna show up, X amount of people's gonna view. Take away all that. Take away all that and put it in perspective of how big the fight was gonna be to you and how bigger other fights will be to you. You see what I'm saying? Take away all that, like your viewership enjoyment. You know. Bruce said, "What's up, Derek Bailey?" Your viewership enjoyment. Like, what are you going? What would you enjoy just as well as you would enjoy that heavyweight undisputed fight? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's pretty much what it's all about. Because it doesn't matter if Wilder fights Usyk, it doesn't matter who wins. That's gonna be the new thing to talk about. After the fight, you're gonna see all type of videos, all types of posts through social media. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be talked about for the next week. Then it's gonna go into who's next. So you know, let's keep it real. You got this Caleb Plant and this David Benavidez fight. It's a big fight. It's a very meaningful fight. It doesn't matter if Caleb Plant got an L on his record or not. These cats can have 5-6 L's on their record, right? But it should be based off of the level of competition that's getting in that ring. The level of competition that's getting in that ring. You know what I'm saying? Is what should we be looking at? You know what I'm saying? Because watch, this level of competition that's getting in that ring. Lala D, what's happening? This level of competition that's getting in this ring this weekend, right? The level of competition that's getting in this ring coming up this Saturday, right? Now, let's put that in contention when we're going to see the following week. The following week after that. The following week after that. The following week after that. This is some good shit. And look at everybody talking about the press conference. Everybody making their own little videos about the press conference. Like to me, Derek Bailey said, "What's up, Lala D?" And Lala D said, "What's up, Derek Bailey?" You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my whole thing, right? This is my whole thing. Canelo's gonna fight Bivol again. Another good fight, right? That's another good fight after this. Hopefully after this John Ryder shit. Shit never took this long to get this Bivol fight anyways. Hopefully after this John Ryder shit, you know, we get that cracking, right? And then after that, the winner with this David Benavidez and his Plant, you know who they gonna fight after that? It only should get better. The level of competition for the winner of this Plant and David Benavidez fight should only get better. Should only. Damn it! This whole time, man. What I got? 43%. I better say. Ooh, here we go with this 23% shit on the phone. The level of competition should only get better. With the winner of this fight, the same thing with Canelo. But now what we're looking for. I don't want to see no Wilder versus F.A. Jabba. I don't want to see no Wilder versus no pretty much I don't want to see Wilder in a fight that's not gonna put him in the mandatory contention. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. You know, because these cats these days, man, in the sport of boxing, is like if you don't force them to a fight, they're not gonna fight you. And I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something. One of these sanctioning bodies should have. They look. If I was one of these sanctioning bodies, I would have literally got my lawyers and said and been like, you know what? Is there anything wrong legally about me putting out a letter, a statement in a general public that says I would like the WBA or whatever, we would like to create a purse bid, a mandatory purse bid, if these two dudes can't get their shit together by X date. And if they don't get their shit together by X date, the party, right, that fails to sign a contract within good order and this, basically, I'm trying to force these dudes to fight and take it to a purse bid. And whoever declines that purse bid is the person that loses their fucking shit. I'm getting with these sanctioning bodies. We're gonna get together. We're gonna give y'all fucking 4 weeks, ample enough time to get y'all shit together with this contract shit. And if y'all don't make it, we're going into purse bid within a week's time. After that, we're gonna get that purse bid a week, right? Then after that, the side who fails to take the fucking fight, right? By to sign the fucking bout agreement by X date, they get fucking stripped. That's how it should be. Because these fighters ain't gonna fight unless, like these fighters like Tyson Fury ain't gonna fight unless they forced. Then if they don't want to do it, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Over here talking about some, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm the gypsy queen, the gypster queen. I do what I want. This is in the third. You gotta force these dudes. And if they don't want to do it, strip them. Butt ass naked. We got some comments. Lala D said, I'm eating rum raisin ice cream. I never had that at work. Never had that. Is that appropriate? If that one telling me eating rum raisin ice cream. I've never heard about that. Lala D said, when is Jared Anderson fighting again? I thought he already had an opponent. I thought Jared Anderson already. I know Charles Martin got an opponent. I thought Jared Anderson already had an opponent lined up. I can't look on my phone. Oh, you got a really bad signal. Is it me or you? Derek Bailey said no idea. Lala D said really bad signal for me. Oh, it's probably me. I hope y'all can hear me. I think that would have been the most appropriate thing. These sanctioned bodies, you know, make sure what they're doing is legal, and give out a press release to the public saying this was going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen, and you know, in the end of the day, whoever fails to make it gets stripped. Get stripped because you got two dudes waiting in line for their shot. Daniel and and Philip Herkovic, but Daniel might not even be ready. So what's up with, because it's ACL tear. Like, come on, you don't want to come back too soon, and you on a non-tested knee, and you blow your shit out. You don't want to get into that. You need your legs as a heavyweight, unless you that type of heavyweight that can take punches. You know what I'm saying, or can at least move your head in the pocket. You know what I'm saying, or shed some punches and shit like that, catch them, because he don't know how to catch punches. Danny the boy don't know how to catch punches, and he barely know how to slip punches. So he needs his legs, But that's what I would have did, and that's what maybe a lot of these dudes should have been saying. These networks, y'all need to get these sanctioning bodies need to go ahead and make something bust a move. I don't even know if that's possible though. I know they have before, but I don't even know if that's possible for them to these sanctioning bodies in this day and age to call for a mandatory when it comes to undisputed. I know they have before, but I don't know in 2023 if that's even possible, man. And maybe that's something that should be asked. Is that would that be the fix in boxing? For these sanctioning bodies to start taking the stance on giving the fight fans the best possible fights. Because I know in the WBC, that's one of the caveats that you could petition to fight outside the top 10, top 15, is that the opponent is a worthy opponent to be fighting, but that should be based off of what the fans want to see. The fans, like I said, Wilder versus Helenius, and the fans didn't want to see that, but Wilder had to fight. We all know Wilder had to fight somebody. He came off 2 losses. He had to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? But that shouldn't exclude the fact after you got that warm up out the way, who you should be fighting. That shouldn't exclude that, right? But what do I know? I'm just a fight fan that want to see these fights happen, and they're not gonna happen until somebody in this sport, man, somebody in this sport that has the power, that has the stick, speak softly and carry a big stick, run shit. Whoever got the stick should be the one, pulling these strings like that. Whoever it is, that they should be the one to sit up over here and make these moves, help guide these fighters in the right direction. Because it shouldn't be Philip Herkovic, and in this day and age, it shouldn't be Philip Herkovic and Daniel Dubois already becoming the mandatory under those sanctioning bodies based off of fighting who? Based off of fighting who? It's already bad enough in the UK when you see those guys fighting for the British world title. It's already bad enough. One day you look around like this and you turn around, you're like, whoa, where'd he come from? Whoa, where'd that dude come from? You don't even know where he came from. Dude literally came out the bushes fighting for the British world title. And it's not just in the UK, it's over here too. Dudes that shouldn't even be. It's not like they ain't qualified. Is that there should be a level of precedence. There should be a level of precedence being set that says like, hey, okay, we got these guys and we need to create something to where it's just not the same dudes from the same promotional brands, you know what I'm saying, from the same general brands coming up in here every single time, getting all the shine, when these guys that we ain't never heard of that's probably more qualified than them, but ain't been ever heard of. Won't even see the time of day. It's almost like in the sport of boxing now, if you got to sign with somebody, why do you think you don't see a lot of heavyweights in the sport of boxing like you used to? Edward Hearn gobbling people out there from the Olympics, using, abusing them. The Olympics over here is in dire straits. I think that we need to start donating more to the Olympics and the amateurs up over here, especially when it comes to the youngsters. These dudes in their teens and these kids. I think we need to start, figuring out ways. Some of these gyms need help too. I know Nate Campbell is opening up a gym. I know he can use some help because he's opening the gym. And like he said, everybody knows when you first open up a business, you ain't making shit. And just like he said, even with these gyms out here, ain't that much money in having a gym unless you this big known entity, and especially when you're trying to get these kids off the streets, especially when you're trying to teach these kids some discipline, especially when you try to get some even these adults just some good exercise, what they call it, boxercise these days. You know what I'm saying? It's like these gyms, they need your help too. And I think, you know what? One of these days, I'm gonna make a video about Soul City Gym in Toledo. I'm gonna put the contact information. I'm gonna put some pictures up, and I'm gonna be like, this is how you could donate. You know what I'm saying? Because they train a lot of kids up out of that gym. A lot of kids up out of that gym. And we always hear about every one of us can Google how much these pads cost. We could Google how much the gear costs, the shoes, proper shorts, mouthpieces, inswell, flights. We could Google all this stuff and we could figure it all out. But boxing ain't like football. You buy a helmet, you buy some shoulder pads, you buy some cleats, you buy some gloves, and the helmet and shoulder pads really don't go bad. You could wear the cleats damn near. You could wear your cleats for damn near 2 seasons, as long as you don't get them, as long as you dry them right when they really get wet. But in boxing, shit, in the amateurs, you can only wear the gloves for X amount of rounds. You only get X amount of rounds out of them gloves. Your headgear, they only last so long. They only last so long. And you're gonna need a blue one. You're gonna need a red. You're gonna need, you know what I'm saying? Hand wraps, tape, mouthpiece. All that shit. I mean, all that shit costs money. I couldn't imagine being a parent and having to take my son here, buy all this shit, even including cheerleading. Y'all see what cheerleaders do? They be out there washing cars, trying to get them kids. They be doing all these fundraisers, trying to get these kids to Florida. You know what I'm saying? And I think one day that's what I'm gonna do. One day that's what I'm gonna do. It ain't gonna be like this big magnificent fucking video, but it's gonna be nice, short, and sweet, just to get people to, I probably shouldn't make one either. I probably should make a couple. The one in Saginaw, when I was in Saginaw, they had one out there trying to get kids up in there, trying to get kids somewhere. They got their facility ain't that big, but they try their best, I think that's what I'm gonna do, man. And COVID hit a lot of these gyms hard. COVID hit a lot of these fucking gyms hard. And after COVID hit a lot of these gyms hard too. So they had 2 years of a lot of these gyms had 2 years of fuckery. And I think that's what I'm gonna do because, you know, I think it starts. Things either you start from the bottom, and you can start from the bottom and work your way to the top, or you can start from the top and make your way to the bottom. But I think really, to tell you the truth, is starting at the bottom in the sport of boxing will help out a lot, because I think it really all starts with these Olympics and with these amateurs, because we see how crooked these motherfuckers is too. You know, we see how these kids, and these people in the Olympics, it seems like the people with the most amount of money, the most amount of exposure, are the ones that's always getting the decisions. You know, you know what I'm saying? So if you think the refs bad in the pros, why do you think they trying to get? Why do you think in the Olympics they have to fight to get boxing back in the Olympics? Because these motherfuckers is corrupt, and nobody want to bring it up. You know, nobody want to bring it up. The oldest sports in the Olympics, they always wrestling. They try to take that shit out because they start noticing some shit. You know what I'm saying? They start noticing some shit, and people don't want to say it. They want to just sweep it under. They want to. The elephant in the nobody wants to address the elephant in the room in boxing. When it comes to cheating, and when it comes to I would call it malpractice, and what's the other one? Conflict of interest. Nobody wants to, and everybody knows it. People know who's eating with who before these bouts and after these bouts. People know who grew up with who. People know where the money going. People know all this stuff in the sport of boxing and don't say shit about it. It took years for people to say shit about Daniel Kinningham, and not enough people said shit about Daniel Kinningham. Because of cheating, because of I don't know how you just, what's the word to put it all in one put all this cheating and conflict of interest and all that shit all up in one word. I don't know the word for it, but I'm pretty sure somebody out there would educate me on that. Nobody really wants to address it because it seems like them addressing it, like even if it was the when I say them, I'm talking about like the boxing commissions, WBC, the ABC, Box Rec, all them, right? Nobody wants to address any other shit like they should and put it all on Front Street, because then it undermines them. Because the undermining is that they pride themselves on following the rules. They pride themselves on saying that these boxing officials, when I say officials, like the Nevada State Athletic official that's walking around, that's a judge, or that's the security, or that's these referees. They pride themselves on them being the cream of the crop when it comes to ethics. That's the reason why you rarely will hear, you don't even hear none of them getting caught doing some funky shit on a consistent basis. Every time they have been caught doing some shit, it's been on tape. As far as the lady who called a boxer or Michelle, who's somebody, a monkey, or when they caught one of the judges on his phone. You rarely hear, but then what's his name, Gibson, has to go talk to the Nevada State Athletic Commission now, and his license suspended, right? And they don't say what was it for, but he had to explain, because they didn't want to say what was it for. So basically what I'm saying is none of these sanctioning bodies are fair. They don't catch nothing. There's in it. This is what I'm basically saying. You can't go that many years with all these people and you don't catch nothing on your own. All these years, and you ain't caught one person on your own before a fan had to call it out. That is preposterous. That is preposterous. Lost D, what's happening? They ain't never caught not one person by themselves not one person. Right? All these officials walking around, and they ain't caught one person by themselves. Not one. You know what they do? Josh Taylor, and no Jack. You know what they'd do? They would literally have a hearing, a meeting. Be like, so why did you score this fight this way? Oh, well, upon review, we find out that it was in the way the judge scored was in lines of rules and regulations. Excessive headbutt. Oh, well, you know what, buddy? We're going to have to do something, man, because it was on TV, man. It was all on TV. That the whole world saw all these headbutts and shit like that. We're not going to fire you, but we got to do something because the fans are upset. The team is upset. And so we got to do something. So we're not going to suspend you. So what we're going to do is, let me think. Because we don't want to make it too harsh. We know you got a family to feed, and gas prices keep going up, and we're just gonna have you do some retraining. That's all. We're gonna have you do some retraining, and then what we're gonna do is, since we got to inconvenience you, on doing remedial training, we just gonna give you a whole bunch of fights, and we're gonna call it an evaluation, and we're gonna pay you for it. And then when you do these, okay, so the flights, your per diem, and everything is gonna be on all of us. Just give us your receipts, and we will reimburse you. Okay, would that work? That's the only thing they do. They never who name one person that they caught on their own. Lost D, Punch Out TV. UK is in a shambles with boxing. Conor Ben and Fury and shit. Yeah, Conor Ben, how unfortunate. Even if Conor Ben didn't do it, right? Even if Conor Ben didn't do it, right? Where's the level of presidents? Right? Where's the level of presidents? Right? Even Canelo was given 6 months, even though it wasn't shit, but at least they did something. They put it on his record. They at least put it on his record. Conor Ben, he got some things where I want to see how truthful it is. Because if this is true, right? If it is true that the people who did the piss test fucked up with his piss test, I would be demanding that they put out a letter of apology for fucking up my piss test. Vindicating me. I don't want to hear about no contamination from eating too many goddamn eggs. Like this is land before fucking time. Eating eggs thrice a day. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that. Exactly. I don't want to hear that. You know, when Canelo had his thing, they put a statement out. When Tyson Fury had his and Huey Fury had their thing, they put a statement out. When Oscar Valdez put out his thing, they put a statement out. Every time somebody pops, they put a statement out. When Eric Molina, they put a statement out. Gerald Washington, they put a statement out. You know what I'm saying? Billy Dope Sanders, they put a statement out. Okay, so me, if I know you fucked up, I'm suing you, and you putting out a statement because you tarnished my name. You tarnished my name. You gun decked my paperwork, and it was your fault, and you still ain't made it right. Because you did it with the WBC. What did you do with VADA? What did VADA say? What did VADA say about your piss test? I don't want to hear about what the WBC said. The WBC can hire anybody to do the preliminary investigation or to build a group, a fact-finding body. They can hire anybody. They can hire the bum straight off the beach. You don't hear no names of who was doing it. You don't hear what their credentials on what they did. You don't hear about you don't hear. The WBC doesn't have a written document on how they do their investigations. Nothing. Trust us. We've been doing this for years. We're the experts. So, we're a prestige organization, the WBC, man. We've been around for years, baby. Just trust us. When we put out a ruling, when we do our investigations, we put the brightest human beings out there on the job to do these investigations. And these investigations, they're all outside of the WBC. We don't pick them. Somebody else picks them. Just trust us. You see what I'm saying? Like what? But do y'all agree? Like if VADA fucked up, like Conor Ben says, shouldn't VADA be putting out a statement how they fucked up and how they're going to rectify the issue going forward, like any other job? Right, Laws? If somebody on a job site was driving something and caused some loss of limb or life or property damage, it got to be don't some investigation has to happen, and then the outcome and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? So what's the deal? Laws D Punch Out TV said, he said no one messed up his piss test. The man's a damn cheap. But Laws, that's what I'm saying. Where's that shit from VADA saying that they fucked up? Saying that he's aligned with anything. It came from the WBC. The WBC, who did they pick to do the investigation? You see what I'm saying? Oh, I see you, Lala D. Laws D Punch on TVC. Law said, he said on the Piers Morgan show that it was contamination of eggs. It doesn't eat eggs. Laugh aloud. He doesn't eat eggs? But they said, yeah, he might have said it was from eggs because that's what they ruled. But also he said he don't agree with the eggs. He don't. Conor Ben said he don't agree with the egg excuse. But I don't know if he said it on there or not. Lala D said, "What's up, Law?" Law said, he waving at you. Yeah. But that's just me. Derek Belly said, yep. Like when the police investigate themselves, they never see any wrongdoing. Yeah. And they always say they got like some outside entity, but the outside entity, they hand select them. They hand select the people to do it. So it's so essentially, it's on paper it's different, but in reality it's the same. It's just like the DA's office, district attorney, working hand in hand with the police, right? So they is the police. It's the same ones that's prosecuting. It's the same ones that's holding your evidence. It's the same one that's out here telling the world that even before they even have all the information that you are guilty, basically, essentially. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Yeah, man. I'm telling y'all, man. It's boxing is all how the paperwork is written. Wherever how the paperwork is written. It's basically like they make their own bylaws and they have to abide by their own bylaws, and they make their bylaws in such a way to where it always is in their favor. The only person to get away with anything, to get away, literally, the last person to get away was Tyson Fury. And he really didn't get away. But he still got that win on his record, which he shouldn't. That Christian Hammer fought should be a no contest. That's what UCAT ruled. What do I know? Law said WC gave him a lifeline by saying it was contamination of Conor Ben said it wasn't eggs. He doesn't know how it got in him. That's what I'm saying, Laws. Conor Ben basically said that they mishandled the piss test. That's what he's saying. Go back and read his. The whole problem is. This is what the problem is. The motherfucker wrote a synopsis of all the papers and wrote it and had a 3-4 page fucking paper, right? He made a 3-4 page paper, and then he expected everybody to read this shit because it was basically full of fucking fluff. It was full of fluff and only had 2 sentences of actual shit that actually made sense. And where he said the piss tests were not done accordingly to VADA's guidelines. But you had to sift through 3 to 4 pages of fluff. The fans didn't need that. The only thing the fans wanted was the meat and fucking potatoes. The corned beef and fucking hash. Right? Man, and they can, just like VADA, where you at? Where's the VADA statement? You know what I'm saying? Where's the VADA statement? Laws D Punch Out TV, I have, but he can't pull up proof and he can't answer the questions of how I got in the system. He not. How you gonna be able, Laws, if you popped, right? If you popped for people, I'm not saying he wrong or right. I'm just saying, if you popped for PEDs and you know you didn't take it, you're not going to know how it got in your system. So, just like you said, Laws, he's not going to explain fully how, with the paperwork that he has, fully, truthfully, like you saying, Laws, he's not going to answer the questions on how he got off with the WBC. He's not going to, like you said, Laws, he's not going to explain it. You mean to tell me you can't give a small synopsis on how it wasn't in your system? I mean, how they fucked up. He won't do it. Go back and watch the Piers Morgan show. Even in there, he failed to properly explain how he's saying the piss test was messed up. It's like he's dancing around some legal shit. Because how come VADA hasn't came up with the paperwork saying that they did wrong when you saying they did wrong? How come you how come he's saying he's willing to go in lifts to sue UCAT or the WBC, but won't sue VADA? Because he's saying they fucked up his piss test because right now they haven't vindicated his name. Lost D Punch Out CV said, well, track back and look at what you're eating or drinking. I mean, you could do all that, but laws. If you don't find it, you don't find it. If you don't find it, you don't find it, laws. You know, it is up to you to find it and nobody else. But like you said, laws, yeah, the motherfucker arrogant. In this case, he's arrogant. Because if you look at the definition on how he's treating his fans, UCAT, Triple BOC, that is the definition of arrogance. So how he's conducting himself. And there's no other way to put it. You think you're up here, you're a know-it-all, and everybody else don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But you won't explain it because you feel you won't explain it in layman's terms. You won't answer the questions properly because you feel that we should just trust you. Lost D Punch Out TV said, yeah, just like Fury, they think they are bigger than boxing and the fans. What did he say? I might just, Laws, you remember this, I might just slip and roll me ankle. He rolls his fucking ankle. Right? You know what? I might just sue the Triple BOC and bankrupt them. Because he knew. Everybody, the writing on the wall around that time was the Triple BOC didn't have no money. Didn't have no money to do the case. That's the reason why the UCAT relinquished the rulings to UCAT. Triple BOC relinquished the rulings to UCAT. But in that case, Triple BOC said we ain't have no money to even if we took even if we did what UCAT ruled, we don't have the money to go to court. We don't have the money to go to court. You know what I'm saying? The list is on and on. List is on and on. Lost Deep said, pair of fucking clowns. Can't stand them. I mean, there's like even look at the laws. Look at the there should be no in and out of competition thing to what you can't take. It's if you can't take it in competition, you shouldn't be able to take it out of competition. You know, you're gonna take nasal spray, right, to boost your lung capacity, right? You're gonna take meldonium to boost your lung capacity, right? That shit. What you just did right there, taking it out of competition, is not going to help you in competition. Because once that shit leaves your bloodstream, you're going to be back where the fuck you was. And that's the reason why a lot of these fucking fighters got no fucking stamina. You take a pre-workout. Right? Before a fight, you bunking. You take pre-workout and training camp, but you're not taking it in a fight. You back where you was. You taking steroids. Right? Out of competition. You get in the fight night, you're not taking it. You back where you was. You taking all this shit to boost your stamina up. Out of competition. You get in competition, you back where you was. Because your body is not longer ingesting this shit. Meldonium only stays in your system for so long, but then when you stop taking it, your cells starts to release it, right, into your bloodstream and all that shit, right? Because when you're taking meldonium at a consistent basis, you piss it out. When you stop taking meldonium, I learned this from reading court cases. When you stop taking meldonium, it starts to release in your bloodstream. Hence, and then guess what? Then eventually, guess what happens? You don't have enough in your bloodstream. So now when you stop taking the meldonium, it's your oxygen levels is high. I mean, your oxygen level starts doing this, slowly coming down, getting back right where the fuck you is. So on fight night, you talking about, man, you know, I was doing 20 rounds, 16 rounds, 30 rounds in the gym, whoop de whoop whoop, blah blah. But on fight night, you can't even get out of the fucking 6th round. You can't get out of the 6th round. Derek Chisora, I put in whoop de whoop whoop, hard work in the gym. Dylan White, hard work in the gym. Anthony Joshua, hard work in the gym. Can't do it after the 6th round. Billy Joe Sanders blowing out of his ass and end up getting caught. Trying to tell y'all, man. You know, unless you could take the artificial muscle intelligence with you in the ring on fight night, it makes no sense to take it. Unless you could take them artificial muscle intelligence in the ring with you. It makes no sense to take. It don't make sense to take it if you can't bring it in the ring with you. You can't. It just, it makes no sense. It absolutely make no sense. Look at Jarrell Miller, right? Case in point, he didn't get caught till we started getting. He was coming up in there, probably juice to the gills, and didn't get caught until we started getting tested. Case in point, until he started getting tested, God knows who the fuck he was on. You know? He probably had that Captain America serum in his ass. That motherfucker, y'all probably don't know, that motherfucker probably was, what they call that shit? Was pressing motherfucking cars in the parking lot. That motherfucker was probably out there picking up boulders. He was probably out there taking off oil filters with his fucking bare hand. Didn't need no tools. That motherfucker was taking off car lug nuts with just 2 fingers. 2 fingers. Lug nuts off a motherfucking car with 2 fingers. Get the fuck out of here. You didn't need no forklift when that motherfucker was around. He was the forklift. He had the Captain American serum. Law said Dusty Miller, he was on another level with the combos of PEDs. Laws, but guess what? In the history of steroids, nobody has just taken one illegal drug. In the history of them, nobody has never taken one. They usually catch one. You're not just taking Nandrolone. You ain't taking Nandrolone by itself. You're not. You got to boost it. So you boost his testosterone, right? You boost the testosterone. So what you gonna take? What you gonna take for you to stop losing muscle? because your body is already going. Your body is always naturally gonna lose muscle. So now what are you taking for your body to stop losing muscle? You got the extra testosterone. Now you have to take the thing to block your body from, because that's what your body naturally gonna do. That's the whole purpose of steroids. The steroids, because the steroids in general is not necessarily test. Steroids in general is to stop you from losing the muscle. Then you're supposed to take another illegal substance to help you to boost the muscle. It's called a stack. You gotta take like three illegal substances to get them real good results. Real good results, quick. Why do you think them dudes be spending $200,000 of dollars for on I call it artificial muscle intelligence. That's what I call it, artificial muscle intelligence. Hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get a Mr. Olympian motherfucking trophy. Because they don't get them dudes. They get the majority of their money that they get is from sponsors. The money from the Mr. Olympian thing, that won't even cover they muscle intelligence, artificial muscle intelligence. The real money is in the sponsorships, Metroplex and all them. They always on the cover. They got the steroid dudes always on the cover, right? They got the steroid dudes always on the cover, right? But never have the natural people on there. Yeah, we're gonna put the legal shit out here. So we're gonna put the legal protein, the creatine, all this legal shit out here. Or protein, don't worry about that. That's pretty much standard, just to get your protein in. We're gonna put all the legal shit on here. We ain't gonna put the illegal shit what we really taking. You know, them back alleys in Mexico and shit like that. We ain't gonna put that shit in there. I ain't gonna show them the good shit. We're gonna say that this Metroplex motherfucking stack of protein and creatine and shit. This is in pre-workout. This is the shit, the legal shit. This is the shit how we got fucking big ass arms and big ass legs. This is how we got this ripped look. This is how we got to the point to where we got so big we can't even wipe our own ass. You know what I'm saying? This is how we got to the point to where we can't even put our arms back behind our back and scratch our damn back properly. You know what I'm saying? This is how we got to that point. They don't put that illegal shit on there. Yeah. Anyways, man, it's Friday. I'm about to go get me a motherfucking drink. And shout outs to everybody, the whole entire boxing world. And everybody stay sucker free.